A thousand points of light is a phrase coined by President Bush back in the late 80s to describe the power of volunteerism in community service. It refers to the idea that individual local actions can, when added together, create a brighter, better society. I also think about A Thousand Points of Light in the context of local musicians who write and perform their own songs. These artists are scattered across the globe. Ellis Paul may not have as many Grammys as Beyonce or as many followers as Taylor Swift, but he is an artist who has influenced the lives of many. He's also the type of artist who, through their music, these artists affect people's lives in many positive ways. They inspire and entertain as they narrate the stories of their communities. When listening to artists like this for the first time, it's like stepping into an alternate universe which revolves around that artist. It's like being in a community where everyone follows the same leader. Examples of this for me include the times I heard Martin Sexton and Chris Smither for the first time. They aren't household names across the country, but those who do know the name, let's just say they have an intense following. Their fans have stories about them the first time they heard their artist's music, their favorite concert performance moments, and they can all sing the entire chorus of their favorite song. I've only been listening to Ellis Paul for about 2 days now, but I can tell you that he is one of these magical artists. Hello, Ellis. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Mark. Good to be here.
Um,
That was a beautiful intro. Thank you. I've never had George Bush mentioned in an interview before as a while being introduced, so
it,
I
it just
appreciate
kind of
that.
it just kind of hit me today. I was thinking, I don't know what it was, but I think I was watching a bunch of your videos, and they all seem to have a lot of them seem to have these great images in the background of starry skies.
Yeah,
Maybe that tipped it.
that triggered it. Right. Yeah, yeah.
You're one of the more prominent artists to emerge out of what became known as the Boston School of Songwriting. Can you tell me more what that is and your experience?
Well, there was a guy that wrote for the Boston Globe. Scott Alaric was his name. He was the principal folk music writer for the Globe, and he attached that Boston School of Songwriting moniker to me for some reason. I think I understand it, but it's totally his invention in his mind. And I think because all of us came out of this pin drop quietness at a folk club, we tended to write more lyric driven songs. They're not songs that are meant to be just background music. They're poetic, and they tell narrative stories, and that kind of writing seemed to be sort of literary in a way. And I mean, to me, Bill Morrissey is even probably more of deserves to be more on the pedestal of that kind of writing, and a lot of us were following him at the same time. But in that group of people was Cheryl Wheeler and Patty Larkin and myself and Vance Gilbert and The Story, and eventually that listening room kind of writing got turned into the Boston School of folk music in some weird way by Scott, and now it follows me quite a lot wherever I go, and which is fine because I love Scott. He's passed on now, but it's a good reminder of what an important role he played for all of us.
That's really cool. I've only had, like I said, only a couple of days to listen to your music, but I'm very impressed. There's so many songs I want to ask you questions about, but
Sure.
I'll just throw out a couple, and maybe you can just kind of tell me what the song's about and what it means to you, or something to that effect. I love 55. Is this kind of your ode to Generation X?
In a way, it is. Yeah. I
Are
turned
you
50.
technically in Generation X?
I no.
You're
Well,
right on the
yes,
cusp. Huh.
technically I am. I'm in January 65. So I am the first month of Generation X. So I'm either a pioneer or or a laggard behind the boomers, but so
Yeah.
I'm right on the cusp there. And I don't know how I identify myself. I think my all my siblings were boomers, so I feel like I listened to their music and their experiences infiltrated my life in ways that the Generation X stuff didn't. But I still want to be young, younger. So yeah, 55. I turned 55 during 2020, and so it was about that landmark of undeniability, I guess. When you turn 55, there's no denying your age. It's and you know John Prine had just died, so there's references to that, but it's about all the things I grew up with, the cassettes and the vinyl and the Sears and Roebuck catalog, it felt like the right thing to do to write that song because I felt my age at that moment, especially in light of being surrounded by COVID when I turned
Mm.
and losing John Prine and all that. So yeah, I'm proud of that song, and we named the record after it. The whole album is named 55.
Yeah. Sweet Mistakes, that kind of has a 90s grungy alternative feel to it,
Yeah,
scaled down to a folky, easy listening.
yeah, I like
Beautiful
that.
song.
Grunge easy listening. That's what we're after. That's there's only one person in that genre, and it's me. There should be a Grammy category. Then I could catch up with Taylor Swift and Beyonce.
Yeah.
Sweet Mistakes is about, not looking at all these, mistakes you've made in your life as negatives. You know, you chased after things. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they fail, but they bring you, every window that closes, a door opens. It's that kind of song. And it was in the movie Shallow Hal. So it got some commercial attention and probably is my second most well-known song. It's closing in on 1 million hits on Spotify. And yeah, I was just thinking the other day that I need to do a proper video for it.
Yeah, talking about Spotify and hits, the world ain't slowing down. You've got two versions up there. One's at 1.6 million, one's at 2.7 million listens.
Yeah, that's a lot of years. And that was in the movie Me, Myself, and Irene, and that's why so many people became a fan of it. And it's in many ways it's my bread and butter song. I play it almost every night, and uh, I think it deserves that kind of spot. It's like a folk pop kind of song, and it's also about, it's about a breakup and letting somebody go. It's one of those, if you love someone, set them free songs. So it's a perfect song for a big movie. That was a Jim Carrey movie that came out. I don't know, it must be over 20 years now. So,
Yeah.
but I'm still getting those little checks in the mail every quarter with the little commas in it. And so it's been feeding my kids and helping my tuition bills for them. And so I still appreciate that very much.
That seems like a change from probably when you first started out as a performer to today's. It seems like that's an extra way to make some money. Is a lot of people are getting their music into film and TV shows, and that helps bring in a little bit of residual.
Yeah. And, when that happened, I was getting fan mail from Japan and Ireland and, Pakistan, all these places. The exposure to my music would bring people to other songs. And so, yeah, it was very helpful in getting me off the ground when it
Right.
happened.
I gotta say, I think so far, from what I've heard, I think my favorite song so far is "Speed of Trees." I
Oh, all
think
right.
that's
Glad
the
you like
best
that one.
way to savor life. Rushing to listen to your life catalog. I wanted to slow down to the speed of trees and savor each song.
Oh, nice. Well, thank you for that. That's a fun song to sing, and I do it still once in a while. And yeah, it's about having a tendency to want to rush through life, and you have a relationship with somebody that just wants to hold you in place for a moment and have you lay down some roots and be grounded and stand still. That's what that song is about. I think we all, especially when we're young and in our 20s, that's the kind of the rush to get on with your life and experience adventure. And and all the things that are rooted in being in one place, like family, job, career, those things want to just hold you like an anchor to the ground. And so that's what that song's about.
Beautiful. I love that you have a tattoo of Woody Guthrie.
Yeah.
I think I saw in one video, one of your guitars had written on it, "This kills terrorists" or something like that. Some
Yeah. It was right after 9/11. I put that on
That's what I
my,
figured. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, Woody's been a big impact on me. I'm not as committed to writing songs of social relevance as he is, relevance. So, but if the songs, if the story of whatever issue is coming into my life, I will write about it. If I have friends that are struggling because healthcare costs are high, or if there's a shooting or something, and I feel like I can get in touch with it personally in some way, then I'll write about it. But I don't want that to be every single song that I put out. I don't want to be that heavy. I want to go out and entertain people and make people laugh and think and cry and chuckle, and so they feel like they're elevated when they leave the room, in some way. Like they're floating on a cloud. They feel better than when they came in. So yeah, I have to write all sorts of songs in order to make that happen.
From the videos I've seen so far of your live performances, that's a great way to describe your shows. You
Oh, thank
definitely
you.
people are being entertained and leaving on a good note.
Well, thanks for that. Yeah.
So that kind of brings us to you're going to be at the Packing House on Saturday, March 7th. Your first time at the Packing House, right?
Yeah, I've never been. I've seen the website and the room looks really cool. It's a historic venue and
Mm.
a lot of history there and intimate. It's not a huge room, so I feel like it'll be personable and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's always nice to throw a new room into my life and try and build an audience in there. It's just having to convince the people that are used to seeing me play down in Hartford or up in Massachusetts to come down to this new space and give it a shot. But this room looks really, really cool. They've got a great history and a great sound system, so I think it's going to be awesome.
Is it a little intimidating kind of going to a new venue where people may not be familiar with your music?
Not so much, not intimidating. It's just, will there be an ingrown audience of people that are in love with the club that just don't even care who's playing? They just want to show up. And hopefully there's a degree of that. And then me coaxing the fans of mine from all the other areas that are used to seeing me at their favorite venues, to try a new one out.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what, oh, do we get dinner? Where's the parking? All of it's new for everybody that I'm bringing in, including me. So yeah, so we just we push people to go and give it a shot, and it's your friendly neighborhood folk club, and
Yeah.
Wellington, Connecticut's where it's at on Saturday, March 7th.
It's a beautiful place, and right down the street there's a great pizza place that's very famous for their one of their pizzas. I think it's got red potatoes on it and broccoli and sour cream and stuff like that and bacon.
Oh, all right.
Very famous pizza, and
That's cool.
you can bring it to the venue. There's parking right across the street. It's very, very easy to get to.
Awesome. Well, there you go. There's dinner available and readily had.
Yeah.
Good.
Would you like to play a quick game?
A game, sure.
It's called Lyrical Ponderings. I'm going to give you a song title.
Okay.
This song title is in the form of a question.
Okay.
You can either tell me who sang the song or answer the question.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Remember REM, what's the frequency, Kenneth? Remember that one?
Yeah.
So it's like in the form of a question. That's the title of the song.
Okay. So you want me to?
No, no, no. I'm going to give you one.
Okay, that was an example. I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Here we go.
All right.
Would you be happier?
Would you be happier? Well, that lends itself to me, to a Richard Shindell song. I don't know if you know Richard Shindell. He's a
Uh,
popular folk singer. He's got a song called "Are You Happy Now?" And that's a song about Halloween. It's probably his most popular song. but it's about how his girlfriend left him and she took all the Halloween candy when she left.
Oh,
So I love that song. If y'all get a chance, look up Richard Shindell, Are You Happy Now? Um, and what was the song that you were referring to? I'm sure that's not the right one.
so would you be happier? That's by the Coors on 2001. I think an Australian band, I think.
Yeah, I know those the sisters,
Yes.
the gorgeous sisters that could get signed with a photograph.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
musicians, really beautiful looking women, and there's three of them. Yeah.
So do you want to answer the question then? Would you be happier?
Would you be happier? I'd be happier on a night in Connecticut on a Saturday if we had a full house at the packing house and everyone had a smile on their face. And for 2 hours or however long it is, we just let them forget about the world a little bit and have them drift off into the world of the songs
That
instead.
is perfect. Perfect.
Right.
I hope that comes true for you.
I do too.
Thank you, Ellis. How does everybody get in touch with you? Socials and website and all?
Yeah, it's all ellispaul.com or Ellis Paul Music on Facebook. Instagram is Ellis Paul Songs, if that's your way. If you go to TikTok, you won't find much of me there, but who knows, maybe in the future.
You know what? I have to rewind. I'm sorry. There was
Yeah.
a question, an important question I wanted to ask you. I recently, just a couple days ago, I was chatting with Reese Shad.
Oh, right.
Your
Yep.
name
Reese.
came up a couple of times. First of all, I think he said to say to you that you're absolutely brilliant.
Oh, that's kind of him. He's a great musician and a great producer.
Yes, yes. Um, he mentioned that you host a songwriters retreat. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's actually in Connecticut. We're going to be announcing registration for it in the next week or two. It's called the New England Songwriters Retreat. And this year we have Juno award-winning songwriter James Keelahan coming down to teach. Of course, I will be teaching. Laurie McAllister from Red Molly will be teaching. Seth Gleer, who's a wonderful Massachusetts producer and songwriter, will be teaching. And a couple other surprises. We have a group of people coming in. It's over Labor Day weekend. And then there's a second one that you can choose from the following weekend, the second weekend in September. So that's the New England Songwriters Retreat.com. People can go over and look at it. We're going to be announcing registration in the next couple of weeks. So, and this is our 10th annual one. It's going to sell out. There's 50 students at each one. And as I said, about 6 or 7 instructors. And it's a really intensive, you wake up early in the morning, 8 o'clock, and we're playing and learning and sharing until about 2 in the morning. So, it's everyone's sleep deprived by day 2 and it continues. But if you're interested in the art of songwriting, there's no better place to take a deeper dive than the New England Songwriters Retreat.
That sounds amazing. I hope to
That's
hear more
really
about
fun.
it.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thanks for asking. I'm glad you remembered.
All right, Ellis, thank you very much, and I hope to see you next Saturday at the Packing House.
All right, Mark. Thanks so much for this. I appreciate it.